If that didn't wake you up, nothing will. Welcome to the show. And welcome to the show. And as I see that Ruby Wax has been pinching the opening of the programme, I'd like to dedicate this to Ruby. And cue titles! Great for Christmas. Come on. Here we go. Right. Welcome, my people, both in the studio, which is two. Well, if we had numbers on the cameras, it would be easier. Lovely to see you at home. That was a gentleman who goes under the name of Backlash and is available for all sorts of get-togethers as well. We thought that was quite fun. And he's completely worked by batteries. It's where you put them. That's the thing. Well, tonight's show, here we are, a little studio audience we have for you. We have some interesting guests, and we have this rather interesting... It's a bit like the Teddy Bear's Picnic, if you can think of the Teddy Bear's Picnic here. All sitting around. What is this wonderful machine? We're going to find out in a few moments, but first, Cookie, let's do the map. Right, let's hear it for Cookie. Right, okay. Southampton, dedicate the programme down here to Southampton. Hundreds of thousands of people that watch the programme in the Meridian TV area every night, or even on a Friday. Good, lovely, thank you very much indeed. Thanks, Cook. Right, punch bag. Right, Cookie, punch bag. Here we are. Put that on. Get that in. We're going to get quickly. Right, okay. No, just, well, kick it. Right. Okay. Okay, now, this is dedicated tonight. Each week, if there's something you would like me to hit for you, then drop us a line. We'll give you the address later. Tonight, it's for religious fanatics. The world seems to be plagued, doesn't it, by religious fanatics. Short ones, tall ones, old ones, young ones. So tonight, would you hit it, kick it, for religious fanatics and anybody who... condemns contraceptives. Yes, that's a good one as well. Religious fanaticism and people who condemn contraceptives. Go for it, yeah. Good. Oh, very good. Very good. Is it competition time yet or not? Competition time? Yes, okay, round the table. Listen, come here, look at this. I said, could somebody stick that down? That's at a proper TV studio, we wouldn't do that. Look at that. That's, you know, if you trip over there, where are our insurers? Look at that, could cause all sorts of trouble. Right, a couple of weeks ago, we asked a question, and I forgot what it was. It was probably a silly question. And the winner could win a holiday in Mallorca. The winner is John Harrison from Grimsby, South Humberside. It's, Thank you. South Humberside's disappeared, hasn't it, Jerry? Haven't you got rid of South Humberside? Okay, it won't be long, I'm sure. Are you going to make it back into East Yorkshire or something? Or something like that, yes, of course, yeah, right. Or a riding, it's going to be a lot of riding, yes. Okay, now, this week's competition, you could win a holiday, 1 week for 2 people on Ibiza. And all you have to do is answer this question. Which of the following is a famous opera singer? Which of the following is a famous opera singer? Is it Placido Domingo, Flacido Flamingo, or Freddy Fandango? And the number to ring is 0891 900 007 as usual. So give that number a ring anytime until midnight on Sunday. shot of my monitor over here? Because it's very dark. Oh, hang on, no, that's not it. Where's it? Oh, I don't like it when it does that. Oh, that's better. Better suntan on there. That looks better. Now, I beg your pardon, Michael, I can hear you, yes. Only just, you're breaking up, which is lucky, so maybe that's a good cue not to say anything else, Michael, particularly after the show I saw the other night. Now, this black pussy that I have on the programme now, we had a lot of people writing in suggesting names for my black pussy, and we have decided on Bazzarella, OK? Pussy is now called Bazzarella. Right, around here, and would you welcome our first interesting person on the... What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Stick about that.
Never mind. Hold on to that. Just hold on to that. Right, OK.
Where do you want me to put it?
Baz?
No, OK.
Thank
no,
you.
no, I should
Right,
be...
OK. We like to find for you interesting people on the programme, as you know. Keep with me. And tonight is no exception. So our first guest is... that's rather nice, isn't it? Can you see that? That's very nice on the floor. The floor. I said the floor. Very nice on the floor. Bits and pieces on the floor. Do you like the suit? It's rather good, isn't it? High street shop. Now, our first guest... Where is this? This is you, isn't it? How are you? Delightful. You need to have dressed up for the programme. You could have come in just anything. This is Saffron Ward-Jones. Saffron is a serious person. This is a serious piece of information for all of you here and at home. What is your job?
I measure smell.
You do?
Yes.
Now, quite seriously, you go... Sit down, Jerry, because you probably need to give bigger grants to this sort of thing. You environmental health department or something like that?
No, I work for the National Environmental Technology Centre,
Yes.
The odours section within that group. And what we do is we visit a variety of industrial plants and take samples of odour so that we can calculate whether they're causing nuisance to nearby residents.
And it's a very necessary thing, because unless you have lived with a smell, you have no idea how awful that can be, right? Right. Yes. Right. Yeah. It can be, can't it?
Right. That's right.
Now, some of these smells are dangerous, aren't they?
Well, I wouldn't say that they're exactly dangerous, but they can significantly make the quality of people's lives.
Yeah. We get a very childish audience sometimes in here. Particularly these... Look at this one here with a red face. Can you see this? Over here. Seriously, look at that. Look at that. Look at that face. Have you ever thought about going into movies? Yes. Yes.
Go with the wind, Frank.
Baz, just hold that. All right. OK, sorry. Saffron, I'm sorry. What a lovely name, Saffron. It's a lovely name for somebody who deals in smells. It really is. Anyway, this is your smellometer, isn't it?
That's right.
I wonder if we can't really... Can we turn it around slightly or not? It's a very strange place
Not really, with all...
No? Come over
Unless
here.
we move...
Yeah, no, it's OK. We leave it and they'll move round so we can see it. So, anyway, where were we? I've forgotten. Baz, stand up here, Baz, because it's better if you're involved rather than just talking behind me. Right, OK. Where were we? What were we talking about?
Smells.
Yes.
Yes.
She's a
Yeah.
nice lady.
She is, yes, she's nervous. Don't do that. Right, so... Thank you. So what about the smells? Not usually dangerous. Sorry about that, Bax.
No, but they can seriously affect the quality of people's lives when you've got
Yes.
a smell, whether it's coffee roasting or a maggot farm even, entering your home 24 hours a day.
Yes.
It clings to your upholstery and you just can't get rid of it. So imagine if you had the smell of cooking or coffee roasting very strongly in your home all day long, you'd soon tire of it.
I remember there's a factory in Burton-upon-Trent, and I think it makes Marmite. But I thought that was a wonderful smell.
Oh, I love the smell
Yes,
of Marmite.
that'll-
And coal.
I do too. That'll be a free year's supply. Is this your work gear, or do you just dress like this to go out?
No, I don't normally go out like
You
this.
don't.
But it's very in at the moment.
It is very in. Dr. Martens, the whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm wearing the normal safety gear that we wear
Yeah.
on site. When you're doing a panel, obviously, that's when you're testing the smell.
Sure,
You won't
sure.
wear these clothes because they're normally stinking from the plant.
Yes.
And the last thing you want to do is influence the results by wearing smelly gear.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What's the smelliest place you've had to go?
I'd have said...
The House of Commons gym. Yes.
No, I haven't been there yet. Animal rendering plants are probably the worst places for giving out odour. That can travel over several miles. What they basically do is take in animal waste, which may be putrefying, and render it down to make various other products.
Right.
What? Nothing we eat, I hope.
Okay, well, let's work out. This is the smellometer. You take this around, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, we have Jerry, Cookie, Alan Sivrite is here, and Gary is here, and they're all going to... What happens? You put the smells, you've put the smells already in here, haven't you? We
Well-
won't tell them what they are.
What I have is the smell is contained within this bottle. There's
Bottle of
actually a
smell.
bag inside.
Right. Okay, let's walk around here. Get your noses into the smells, and you would ask people to come along, just members of the public.
So long as they pass our screening test, we use average sense of smell.
Yes.
So they've got to have an average nose as tested against a standard.
Well, I think if we look at Jerry Hayes' nose here, there can be no more average nose than this. Okay, put it in there, and let's blast him, Saffron.
Okay.
Hang on.
I'll explain this. What I'm going to have to do is actually switch the machine on.
Yes.
It's got 2 fans in here, and it draws some air in from the studio and passes
Okay.
it all out to you.
Okay.
Right. If you could sit with
Pay
your
attention,
noses,
this is serious
We've only
now.
got
with
2
your
minutes.
noses right inside there.
Alan,
I'll
get your
switch
nose
this
in
on.
there. Right.
Right.
Could be killing them. They're so
What's happening is the air from the studio's going
They
through.
get a smell of that as well.
So, when I press the buzzer and the amber light comes on, I'd like you to start sniffing.
Right.
When the green light comes on, I'm putting the smell through. And when the red light comes on, I'd like you to say, by pressing one of these buttons, a Y for a yes or an N for a no, whether you detected a smell.
Are you ready? Not yet.
Ready?
Smell.
You start sniffing, please.
Sniff. Stronger. Stronger. Whack it in. The whole lot.
Right, the smell's coming through now.
The dead fish one. That'll be great. No, you're supposed to press.
I don't like it.
And can you vote, please?
Vote now.
I know what that is.
Oh, that's a yes. Definitely a yes then.
Yeah.
And Jerry
And I
thinks
know
he knows what
that
it
I
is.
used to be a dustman years ago, and that is the smell. I did. I'm a man of the people. And that is the smell of milk bottles that haven't been washed properly, yeah?
It's not actually meant to be, but...
Do we have another smell or not?
No, we
we
don't.
only got the
I've
one
only brought
smell.
the one.
We only got the one smell. Should we turn it off because they're a little
Yeah,
noisy?
sure.
And what was the smell?
The smell was butanol, which smells
it?
slightly like gloss paint, with a bit of old sock thrown
Old
in.
sock thrown in?
I'd say, yes.
That's terrific. Saffron, that's been lovely. Give Saffron a nice warm thank you very much indeed. Great, thank you. Okay, a little bit of music now. For those of you who may just have been wondering what the smells were at home, I should remind you, you mustn't try this unless you have been trained to do it properly. So music now, please. Would you welcome a gentleman you would have seen some years ago? You think, I know that guy. His name is Chris Norman. He was, of course... Oh, hang on, just a minute. Excuse me. Sorry, anyway, this is Chris Norman. Michael, shush! Now, please, Michael, I cannot concentrate with you in my earpiece. Okay, right. Chris Norman, who used to be the lead singer with Smokey, is back now with some new material unplugged for us tonight. First of all, this is called Hot Screaming Love.
Well, I can't even begin to tell you how I've been feeling lately. But I have stumbled across something rare, and you use it to bait me. Well, something tells me go, but everyone says no, no, no. How can they be so cruel when they tell me don't touch you? I tell them I'll die. Yeah, and you're red hot, screaming love. Screaming love. Come on, scream for me. Oh, yeah. Come on. If I'm losing my senses, they're lost in your deepest emotions. And the jets in my heart, they won't start till you set them in motion. Something tells me go, but everyone says no, no, no. How can they be so cruel when they tell me don't touch you? I'm gonna tell them I'll die. Yeah, yeah. And you're red hot, screaming love. Oh yeah. And you're red hot, screaming love. Oh yeah. Oh, I want you red hot, screaming love. I want you red hot, screaming love. I want your love. Come on, give me your red hot screaming love. Well, in your red hot screaming love.
Thank you, Chris. Red Hot Screaming Love, new single from Chris Norman. And it says here, since we've got him on the show tonight, Chris, you all right over there? Okay, that was great. That was lovely, terrific. You're producing a single with Cynthia Lennon. Lennon. Those were the days, my friend, the old... Who did that originally? I've forgotten. It's just... Mary Hopkin.
It's a Russian new version of it. It's nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When's it coming out?
The new year.
In the new year. And when's that single coming? Oh, that's not the single.
This one's out now.
That's out now.
This is Red Hot Screaming Love, which is off an album called Screaming Love, which is out
Right.
now.
Okay.
And I've just finished recording the Cynthia Lennon song, which is coming out in the new year.
She may think of changing her name to Lemon after that, of course.
She may, of course.
Cynthia Lemon, yes.
I wouldn't if I was there, though.
Thanks very much. We'll have another one from Chris a little later. Now, the competition. Which of the following is a famous opera singer? You should know this, Al, shouldn't you, really? You right? Enjoying yourself? Good, that's enough. Don't hog the show. Placido Domingo, Flacido Flamingo, or Freddie Fandango. The number to ring is 0891 900 007. The lines are open until midnight on Sunday. Come right back in a couple of minutes. Doing there? What are you doing? That's. I bet you couldn't do that in reverse. Could you do that in reverse? Go on, try it. See if you can do it in reverse. Go on. Go on, Mark. Off you go. Right, in reverse. Oh dear. Oh dear. Mark, are you all right? Never mind. He's okay. Right now. This is Alan Sivright. I told you before. This is Alan who comes and talks to us all about opera. And appeared with Marlene Dietrich, didn't you? You were on one of her records.
Yeah.
And went out with all sorts of famous people. And we just thought we'd have Alan here to keep an eye on the programme. How are you enjoying it so far?
Enormously.
You
It's
love
a
the
revelation.
smells. Do you like the
smells?
smells?
The smells remind me of a simple joke.
Yes.
That you know, if you're
Anyway, we'll find out
underarms-
later. That's fine. That's good. Okay, fine. Good. Okay, that's great. As I said, Alan, don't hog the show, all right? We'll come back about that a little later. Now, you know, I like people to write in and send photographs of what they're doing when they're watching the show. And I think you should do that. And we have a wonderful photograph here from a gentleman who is in Hull. That's the second time we mentioned Hull tonight. And A. Clark, who said, enclose a photo of my husband, Anthony. What is? That's not the picture. We're not looking at that one. It's this one's more interesting. Never mind about that one. OK. Stick to cue the music, will you? Right, encloses a photo of my husband, Anthony, watching your show as he does every week. He has just had a shower after his workout with Cookie, and he needed it. And I thought we'd send this photograph in. It's a very exciting and very interesting, and may I say, an unusual photograph. Who would like to take it? Would you like to take it? Come on, Keith. Isn't that nice? One of our... Is that not unusual? I thought it was. It's a rather sophisticated viewer, I thought, but anyway... There we are. And before we carry on with our next bit on the programme, look at Richard and Keith's T-shirts. Very, very nice they are. They've dressed themselves the same tonight. What does that say, by the way? What does it say? The Terrible Twins. Sweet Little Boy. Sweet Little Boy. I see, right, OK. F-I-C-K, thick. Right, never mind. No, never mind, Michael, what it means. It's OK. It's not something we should dwell on. Over the next 6 weeks, after we've been talking about saving whales and the treatment of animals, our next little excursion is going to be on cults. I don't know if you know how many cults there are in this country, but it's something like 400?
400 or 500.
400 or 500. The definition of a cult is, and I will read this from the dictionary, a system of religious worship expressed in ritual, a devotion of homage, person or thing, a popular fashion, followed by a specific section of society, but we're going to keep with the cult religion as far as this is concerned in this country. First of all, welcome Dr. Peter Clark, who is academic expert in cults at King's College. What is the cult? I've just explained what the dictionary says, but to you, what is a...
Well, in my area of the history and sociology of religion, it's a cult is an open-ended, loosely knit movement or organisation with no fixed set of beliefs and imposes nothing on anyone particularly. Examples would be New Age groups, where if you look for a set of doctrines, you can't really find a sort of laid-down set of doctrines. If you look for leadership, you can't really find it. They don't encourage you to go in for following a guru. But in the popular mind, a cult is a secret organisation, sinister, that rigidly imposes its beliefs on others. That's the popular view.
You use the word sinister, Peter. I mean, are cults by definition sinister?
No.
Do they have to be sinister or not?
Absolutely
They
not,
don't.
no.
Should we worry if our children are joining cults or going away to these? Should we worry, or should we just think it's a good thing that they're getting some sort of interest in life?
It would very much depend on the organisation, on the cult in question. I mean, there are 400 or 500, as you mentioned, and they vary enormously. And as I say, some don't want any large numbers of followers, and they discourage people to get on board, and others are very determined to bring everybody in and indoctrinate them. So you've got to be very careful and take each one as it comes.
Let me bring in Doug Carroll, who's from FAIR, the Family Action Information and Resource Organisation. Now, FAIR offers advice and support to families and individuals adversely affected by cult involvement. Why have you set up, first of all?
Well, FAIR was set up back in 1976 because of families and individuals who became concerned, mostly with young members of their families, where they became involved in extreme groups and they didn't know how to deal with the situation, where they found they actually didn't recognise them basically as the person they used to be before they got involved.
Do you agree with Peter, though, that not every cult religion is sinister?
I do. Yeah, there's lots of benign groups.
Were you a cult member?
No.
Have you a member of your family?
Yes.
What happened to them?
Well, I basically counselled that person out.
You counselled them out?
Mm-hmm.
Why was it so difficult to get them out?
Well,
and why, if they'd wanted to stay there, did you think it was bad for them to do that?
Well, it's a case of when you take when you actually know somebody that you've grown up with, otherwise your son or your daughter, and you now find that they've actually got a whole new set of beliefs, and they seem rather shallow, and the person's actually character has totally and utterly changed. It's quite alarming. So obviously one investigates as to why that character has changed so. And in investigating why he had changed so, one discovers that he's involved in a totalitarian group where his actually life beliefs have been totally changed. And that's the reason why I said about investigating the group and then finding out really whether he should be involved with them.
What happened when you went to the group where was it your son or your daughter?
It was a son.
Was involved? Did they open-armedly sort of welcome you into the congregation, or were they quite worried when you went?
No, I didn't go to them. They came to me.
Why did they come to you?
Well, a little routine they use in this country is to preempt how a parent will react, or member of family will react when they want to get them down the road of being committed. And they put in their mind perhaps that your family, when you tell them of these new beliefs, will react in this particular way. And they get that firmly into the mind of the cultist. Then when the cultist comes to tell the family that he's now breaking ties with them, he's got a new family, a new way of life, and the parent reacts in the way that's been preempted, then that further endorses that sin's within that parent, and therefore the cult is right.
So when they came to you, what did they say to you?
That they were nice people, that they weren't evil people, and that...
Is this what they describe as love bombing, or...?
No. That's a quite different thing. Love bombing is basically a recruitment technique. I mean, we're all vulnerable to cult recruitment, because what we're talking about here is psychological thought reform, in reality. There's lots of cults. I mean, religion is a bit of, directing one in the wrong, taking one in the wrong direction, really, because there are business cults, there are therapy cults, information cults.
Peter, what's in it for them? I mean, what is the point of them working so hard to get people to join them? I mean, what is the point?
Well, at the level of the ordinary member, very often there is a conviction, a belief that the world is radically in need of change. It's going down the wrong tracks and needs to be halted, or else everything will be destroyed. And I think some passionate belief as ordinary folk. The level of the leadership, I'm not so sure. That can vary. I think there is some genuine concern. In other cases, I would have thought it's probably more like a business. And you get enthusiastic young people who get engaged and involved and work very hard and build an empire. So I would distinguish between the ordinary member very often and what the leadership are about, although some of the leaders can be genuine too. So I think that exercises people quite a lot. I mean, there are in London, for example, groups that I'm sure are not making a lot of money and others are thriving. It varies very much, and some are very genuine. Some are concerned with ecological matters, environmental issues, feminist issues, and so on and so forth.
Agree with this?
Yeah, I mean, there are a vast number that are not at all evil. And you've got to remember that the person who's in the cult also is a victim just as much as the new recruit. And they're actually following on the pattern that they've been taught and the way they were pulled into that cult.
Now, what happened?
Nice people.
Now, what happened in America? Of course, we saw the most, I suppose, the most famous cult of all recently, having a kind of its own little Armageddon. Really, is that sort of thing likely to happen over here?
It could happen in an extremist cult. Yes, it could happen.
But are they more extreme in America than we are over here?
No, because a lot of the cults that you have in America, you also have here. There's a lot of UK versions of the American cult.
What should parents who are watching this now, or youngsters who may be just on the fringes of getting involved, do?
Well, not react badly. Because don't forget, if your son or daughter comes home and tells you that he or she has decided to join this cult, this new religion, or it could be just going for some therapy, for instance, whatever it is, but they've told you that's what they're doing. Well, any good parent should, first of all, show support of the child, not to be confrontational, and find out all about what the child is actually thinking and feeling towards this organisation they've joined. So don't go ask them who it is and then say, oh my God, that group, they're really dangerous. Well, you're actually causing a confrontation. So you shouldn't do that.
OK, both of you, thank you very much indeed for coming and discussing it. If anybody at home has any information about cults and they would like to let us know, I'd be interested to hear from you. The reason we have Gary sitting here is that a number of cults are quite prepared to enter into litigation, I think, at the drop of a hat, and I just wanted you here in case anything untoward was said, really.
Well, that's fine. That's my job. That's a lawyer's job, to make sure that nobody libels anybody.
Good.
Nobody did.
And I'm very glad you did it so adequately as well. And over the next couple of weeks, if you respond and we find out more about it, we'll be interested to follow that along. Now, I think it's music and time for Mr. Norman, who's going to back and do something for us that's from his... We should have had Saffron here because it's quite pongy in there, to be honest. Into the song, do you think? I think so. Could you go back down? Could you go back down? Back down. Back down. Back down. Down. Sorry. Down. Down. Thank you very much indeed. Now. Very strange. Very, very strange indeed. Never mind. Right, here we are. Chris Norman singing Lay Back in the Arms of Someone.
You want my sympathy.
Lay Back in the Arms of Someone, a big hit for Smokey in, if my memory serves me correctly, 1976, 76. Terrific. It's nice to hear that again. When you were young, Baz, baby. When you were young. No, not that young.
Hey, I was a little pygmy at school, I tell you.
Yeah. Well, you haven't aged very well in that case, have you?
Thank you, Joe. You say the nicest things to a Nigerian.
Bazarella.
Don't. I got in a lot of trouble about that.
Yeah, oh, sorry. I'm sorry about that. Actually, Chris is off on a trip to the Kremlin fairly soon. 3rd of December, if you want to see him and the band over there.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Playing the Kremlin.
People always say, where have you been? I mean, you haven't been anywhere, have you, really? You've just been
I've
around.
been all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of stuff in Europe. I've been doing an awful lot in Europe over the last few years.
Nice to see you back.
And
Thanks a lot.
still doing it.
Mr. Mansfield says you're a huge star in Germany.
Well.
And could he do your new video?
Yes.
That's what he really... that's actually what he's after.
Yeah.
That's what he's after, of course. Thanks very much indeed, Chris.
It's not true.
What? No, never mind, Dennis. That's what he said. You know, Michael said he would like to do the new video. He's complaining up there, said he didn't say that at all. He didn't. Right, before we take the break, the competition. This week's competition, which of the following is a famous opera singer? Placido Domingo, Flacido Flamingo, or Freddie Fandango? The lines are open till midnight on Sunday. 0891 900 007. You could win a week for two people on the beautiful holiday island of Ibiza. I don't know what you're doing in there, but I had a letter that came from Chris Holver, who wrote to me. It's very nice. I won't read the whole letter. He says, you don't frighten me anymore. Your recent show on masturbation had one saving consolation. The biggest expert on the craze was missing. Where was Jerry Hayes? I wish you wouldn't do that in there. It's disgusting. A lovely audience up here. This young lady, apparently, is... what do you do for a living?
I'm a lorry driver.
You're a lorry driver? Yes. A trucker?
Yep.
Do you have a big truck?
Yes.
Yes. And, yes, do you want to tell us about it? I mean... You don't? You got calluses on your hands or not? Because those big steering wheels, sometimes you can get that sort of... They're all right. Oh, yes, you have got hard-working, manly hands. Look at those. They are, aren't they? Very, very good. Thank you. I just thought it's unusual to find a blonde, or nearly blonde, lorry driver. Well, you know, I'm a little colourblind, thank you. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine,
good,
thank you.
Fine. And over here, I was a bit concerned over here about this member of the audience here, who was sitting like this. Is not up straight, legs together. Goodness sake, move in a bit, that's it, fine. Yeah, OK, that's lovely. I mean, what do you think? This is a relaxed programme? That's better, up straight. Just think of Kilroy. Just think of Kilroy. That's all you have to think. Very good, that's fine. Nursing OK?
Yep.
Good, fine, that's lovely, yes. within the
budgetary constraints allowed.
Good, good. We just wanted some political content, and we'll get to Jerry Hayes a little bit later on. Now, here's Baz. And Baz tonight has brought along a few clips for us. Well, one anyway. Which...
Oh, keep that away. I'm going to throw it.
Jerry, this is Baz's spot now.
No,
right,
no,
okay.
no. I got in a lot of trouble about this.
Oh! That's Bazella.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's talk about the shadow,
I agree.
shall we,
I
Baz?
never touched her.
Shall we talk about the shadow?
Let's talk about the shadow. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
Shall we see the clip first?
Let's see the clip.
Here's the clip.
You talk.
Dump him.
No, I hate him. Listen. Christ, who's that? Who's there? You murdered a policeman, Duke.
Show yourself, fella.
Who said that? You committed murder, Duke. Now you're going to confess to it. You will, Duke, because if you don't, I'll be there. I'll be there, around every corner, in every empty room, as inevitable as your guilty conscience. You don't scare me! You You will go to the 8th Precinct house on 2nd Avenue and surrender yourself, and you will do it now. I'll do it!
I like the look of that, Baz. That's almost like Randall and Hopkirk deceased brought into the 90s.
But you don't want to see it on the big screen, do you? Look, no, this is The Shadow. This is based on an old comic strip from the 30s, and Alec Baldwin, who was in Hunt for the Red October, plays the superhero who you can't see. He's been trained by a mystic in the Far East to cloud men's minds.
Really? And how does he do that?
Well, you just see, I don't know, telepathy or something. And so you just see the shadow, and he can read your mind. And it's set in the 30s in New York. The sets are wonderful, opulent. There's a wonderful leading lady called Penelope Ann Miller, and it's fantasy, and it's dark v evil. But after all that, there's not much left. There's not much substance to it.
You didn't like that, did you?
No, no, no. I mean, I like looking at it, frankly.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to listen to the dialogue, I would have loved it. But it was just nice to sit back and look at this lovely movie for an hour and 47 minutes. And I have to tell you, frankly, it clouded my mind.
Really? So not one worth watching, then?
I don't,
until it comes out on video.
also particularly like Alec Baldwin. He's a bit kind of lacks charisma, I'd say, frankly. I mean, the guy in the dustbin's got more charisma than Alec Baldwin.
You liked him better? OK. On to the next one, then.
Airhead.
Oh, Airhead, right, fine.
And
I
we
don't
haven't
think
got
we'll
a
be getting
clip, and
free
it's
tickets to
the,
go
and
and
it's,
see
we haven't
that.
got a clip of it, and it's the best movie of the week.
We haven't got a clip of that.
No, we
unfortunately.
haven't. We haven't.
But it's the best movie of the week.
It's a
You
lovely
love it.
movie about three guys who break into a radio station, a bit like what they do here, to play their music. They can't get it played anywhere else. And they're called the Lonely Rangers, or something like that. The Lone Rangers. And it's fun and it's
You did see this
inventive.
film?
Yeah,
Oh, fun, yeah,
I saw
okay,
it ages
yeah.
ago. It's fun, inventive, and I liked it. It's all right.
Yeah, hang on
it's
a
worth
minute.
seeing.
Jerry, shut up a minute while Baz is talking.
I didn't say a word.
No, you're squeaking this thing.
I'm glad he's not holding the banana, frankly.
Well, yeah.
I have to say.
I'm not, honestly, Baz, I'm not.
But it's a good movie. And another quick mention of
Yes,
another film that
yes.
opens this week called I Love Trouble with Julia Roberts and Nick Nolte. This film was slated in America and died at the box office. I saw it in New York a few months ago and I liked it. I'm probably the only one person in the world who likes it, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's worth seeing. And can I
Yes.
just add this?
Oh, please. I was going to move on, but if you wish
Frankenstein,
to...
Frankenstein, which,
Mary Shelley's.
which as
Mary
you know,
Shelley's Kenneth Branagh.
which as you know, I
Yes,
didn't
yes.
care for.
You hated it.
It's been sucked dry at the box office in America by Tom Cruise, An Interview with a Vampire, which has taken $50 million in 1 week.
And you didn't like it?
I liked Interview, but I didn't like Frankenstein.
Oh, you didn't like Frankenstein?
But I just wanted to tell you this.
What do you mean by
you
it's been sucked dry? Is that
well,
sort of thing you
well,
could
no,
say sucked
Tom
dry?
Cruise plays a vampire. And what do vampires do? They go, and they drain you of blood, don't they? And that's what that film has
dear
done to
me.
Frankenstein.
Are you
Drained
sorry?
it dry.
Hang on just a minute. Alan, are you enjoying it so far?
It's absolutely
Are you enjoying it? Yes.
Oh, is
good.
it not
fascinated. Now, where was the story, Alan? Where did we get to on the joke, by the way?
Oh, my God, don't even think about it. It's just the idea...
Anyway, that's enough. That's fine.
That did it.
Yes. So anyway, how have you been, my little Jerry character?
Oh, well,
and how is the world of politics?
The world of politics. Well,
The world of politics.
We've just come back. State opening, wonderful speech by the Prime Minister, didn't you think? Didn't it go down
Marvellous,
well? Absolutely
marvellous.
right.
Nice queen.
Yeah. So the fixed tariff on criminal injuries is going to be done away with. Apparently. Apparently, I hear. Little Bird tells me. I think that's right, isn't it?
That's not what I heard the Home Secretary say on the Today programme the other week.
Oh, what did he say?
He said, no, this is a fair system of helping the victim. And he spoke the other week to the victim support agencies.
And
they seem relatively pleased, I think.
It's going to be lowered quite a lot, isn't it?
I hope not. I hope
Yes?
not.
Do you have any idea the sort of injury money that you get paid
I think
out?
you can get a top whack of about 250,000.
That's the top whack, is it?
That's top whack.
Yeah. Have politicians ever had need to use these resources, or maybe relatives of politicians?
Maybe they have. Yeah, I think
David
if anyone.
Miller's used it, I don't know.
No, poor David Miller. What's going to happen when he loses his good looks?
Well,
I mean,
he's going to
isn't
get
that
his
sad?
teeth.
Isn't that sad?
Oh dear. Sorry. Anyway, Alan, I'm sorry. This is a good point to butt in right at this end of the joke. The end of the joke. The end of the joke.
There we go. It's just the whole idea that.
Anyway, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. That's fine. That's okay. Very quickly. Over. Oh no, round. No. I think no. If we do it this way around here. No, I think we do it that way. Could I go and sit in my seat for a few minutes? Okay, just got a couple of minutes before we go. Just sort of rushing around. I just thought I'd come over here. That criminal injuries thing, that was about the way you wanted me to do it, wasn't it?
Yes, yes.
£200 is good. Are we going to get rid of it?
I just wonder what the largest award ever was, and I wonder
Yeah.
not so much who got it, but what the circumstances were that led to it, because there's been a lot of publicity about the size of awards. But
about 200,000.
I understand the highest is in the region of 900,000. I was just wondering who it was to.
Do you think you could find out for us, Jerry? Would you do that,
interested.
please?
Yeah, I'll do it for nothing.
You do it for nothing because we're
I know
not
it's
paying you
rare.
to ask the question. You'll do it for nothing.
Interesting to know.
Yeah.
The highest I've ever had is about 30,000 for a client.
Right. Just before we go, I thought we could squeeze in one letter
Well,
because
there
we're
is-
getting into the cults. We're going to give the address in a
We
couple of
talked
minutes.
about-
If we could move the bin away from the address, we can have a look at it. Go on.
We talked about drugs last week, and I said, and I still maintain, that I feel that the use of cannabis should be decriminalised. I don't think it should be something that should be promoted, it should be decriminalised. But somebody's actually written to me saying what happens to his friend who is now on smack. He actually names the dealer here. It's a horrendous letter. He's on jellies, temazepam. What's going to happen to him, he says? Well, I can tell him that if he continues to take them, he'll probably die. But if he doesn't and he gets caught with them, he could end up in prison in due course, because one of the things that taking these drugs leads to is supplying, simply giving one to somebody, giving a drug to somebody is a supply. And I'm afraid to say that his friend's going to end up either dead or seriously ill or in prison. So I don't recommend taking drugs, including cannabis.
What should he do then?
My view is he should go to the police and tell them who the suppliers are, and thereby have them removed.
But you won't pass this on to them.
No way, no. This is a confidential letter to me, and I'm a solicitor, and therefore I won't pass it on. But he's written in the knowledge that I will discuss the letter on the programme.
Okay,
But
good.
I think it's horrendous.
Lots of letters are coming in, and you do get round to doing them. Sometimes we take too long, but you do.
Oh, that's all right. That's no problem. I've got loads of them here.
If you would like to write for either Gary's advice, don't write for Jerry's advice, Gary's advice, this is the address over here to write to. If there's something that we can do for you, if you'd like to tell us about cults, are cults a thing that people are concerned about? We'd like to find out. Please write to us and let us know. The address here, Whale On, MMTV, 5 to 7 Carnaby Street, London, W1, etc., etc. Now, right over here, just before we go, because you in my seat. What's wrong? Alive! You know, look, no, it's okay, it's okay. Right, just before we finish tonight, here's the end of Alan's joke. Ta-da!
Doesn't kill the smell at all, makes you invisible, and everybody wonders who smells.
Where's the punchline?
Is that it?
That's it.
No. What happened to the front bit of the joke?
You had the front bit.
I forgot it. Quickly. Right, quickly, come on.
A deodorant.
No, do the whole
that
joke.
doesn't kill
Quickly.
the smell at all, makes you invisible,
No,
and
Alan,
everybody wonders
am
who
I
smells.
going mad or is
Yes.
it you?
I'm
Tell
going
the
mad.
whole joke quickly into
I've
that
just
camera.
done it.
In English.
The Swedish chemist, Joe. You know the Swedish chemist.
Go on,
What's the
quickly.
Swedish chemist?
Fellow goes into a Swedish
Absolutely.
chemist and says,
Absolutely
could I please
round
have a...
the bend. I've had enough. I'm going home. I don't know what you're doing now, but I'm going home. I have had enough. More than enough. More than enough. But haven't I? I've had enough. No, that's it. No, I'm going. I've had more than enough. All right, that's it. That's your lot. Oh, it's my fans, obviously out here. How are you? Oh, you shouldn't have done this. Lovely to see you. But